Lights, camera, action.
Emotionally and spiritually scarred. I'm thinking my life is a fraud and my identity has been taken. Staring at my reflection in the mirror, not realizing what I'm facing. I ache to be free, just aching. I'm weary of waiting for the following act of misery to remind me that freedom is just an idea. Silly me. They say we are free, but they still control us, you see. They use us for their entertainment from high school to the league. They teach you sports is the only way out of poverty. But they don't let us see how they only use us for your body and not your mentality. They want you to give it your all till you fall, then they discard you like you was nothing to them at all.
And I was whatever. Don't answer first. Firstly, know my name is but masses, and I am who we say, not one. Don't let that pass you. Like an echo of a line in a forest or the cool breeze at your lungs on a cold day. Don't let it escape you like the essence of this blackness that is still seen as a threat. Because I preach of no hope of liberation from this chaos. I simply enforce it. When I died, I knew that I was persistent, as I was still conscious of that. I knew that something was striking, and I knew it was as vast as age is to mankind and as flame is to ash. I believe that we were the bullet that struck the construct, that we were the going and that tragedy was the grain, that we can make change in the absence of our arms or argumentation or whatever folk prescribe us with. So just, you have never seen we. You have never seen we march, sounding of drums and explosions, curing the distinct world. We step and change the fabric. You have never seen we. Never seen the guiding feet that brought we to salvation or the community we evoked. You were too blinded by our rage and discontent and hatred and disgust for we, that when we climbed to that mountaintop, we were already back much stronger before you could hang we by the mile. It's no secret to we, and neither should your fear be without tongue of what we found. As I've seen blackness on that mountaintop, and it told we to fear no man.
All things in nature have its foundation in the invisible. So when we start to think about Martin Luther King, there was something about internal integrity. There was something that was stirring up in him. There was something that was in him so deep that is in us. It cannot be killed. That's that everlasting life that we'll get to. Franz Fanon talks about this idea of epidermalization inferiority. I want to explain that. If you're oppressed, your body starts to feel it. You start to go to classroom wondering why your shoulders are heavy, wondering why your heart is heavy, wondering why when this teacher asks you a question, your legs start to shake. Now, there's a reason for that. It's because you have a voice, and the voice has been suppressed. And what is voice? Voice is simply a perspective, a point of view, a reference point. I'll tell you a quick story. I came late to one of his parties, and I had to figure out how to get in. Literally how to get in, right? Shaka Khan was there, Love Quest was there, Erykah Badu was there, everybody was there, and I was late. What in the world am I gonna do, right? I went to my car, got my sunglasses. There was two ways in, with everybody else and where the stars were. I had to pull it off. How do I pull it off? How do I make my body, right, What principle? How do I make my body, my personality, right? Seems as though I belong. Go back to Franz Fanon idea, right? Oppressionists lived in body and mind. So my friends, you can't pull this off. I say, no, hey, I'm getting in that party. There's no way I'm going to be sitting out here with y'all. I'm getting that party, right? So that's what I did. Went to the car. I walked right in. Then you speak to Prince. I went to my spot right in front of the stage. So this idea that we've been duped, even in our bodies, what I'm saying, in particular, for people who are oppressed, our voice is the way. However, it ain't pretty what happens when you start to defy other people's definition of what reality is. If you listen to his poem, his spoken word, freedom is an idea, it's not a law. Equality is an idea, it's not a law. I tell people I'm not asking no white man, white woman, no black person ever again for my freedom. It doesn't make sense. If free people don't ask people for their freedom, period. We rise when we act free. We rise when we need freedom. So that was one of our king's internal ideas, the invisible force behind this great man, that he realized on a deep level that equality was not really given. It was an idea. But within the body of politics, within the body of community, within the body of Jesus Christ, if you will, in terms of Martin Luther King, equality and freedom and liberation are ideas that live in bodies. And those bodies are physical bodies, but they're also bodies of politics, bodies of community. And so, to sum it up, Martin Luther King was a radical revolutionary. And it was all in this idea, right, of voice, of voice, of voice. So now as we move to listen to a small piece in terms of Mountaintop, think about what I said in terms of Franz Fanon. This epidermalization of inferiority and racial epidermal schema, right? He defied that. Watch how he talks to the power. Watch how his body language, it's all there. That's the insight I want to give, right? There's this idea that freedom and liberation are ideas, and we have to live them. We have to walk them. We have to talk them. And yes, when you do that, there's some people who are going to want to take your life.
We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
The next day, for having a voice,
this is a CBS News special report. Dan Rather reporting for CBS News from New York. The Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. was shot to death by an assassin late today as he stood on a balcony in Memphis, Tennessee. Dr. King had planned to lead another civil rights march in Memphis next Monday. We got the latest on the story now from Russ Barnes, news director of WREC TV.
refuse to be divided as a person. We're whole human beings. Martin Luther King figured out how to look in the face of darkness, of evil, of hate, and figure out, even so, be creative.
Martin Luther King had a day named after him.
Got a whole day. The day after your birthday.
And it's also an honor because he was just like Jesus.
Yeah. Now,
it was like Jesus was controlling him.
He embodied the Spirit of Christ. And I want you to really see something though too, Liam, because we look at Jesus and we look at Martin as like this perfect guy who had a perfect life and did the perfect things. And he made mistakes just like everybody else. He made choices just like everybody else out here. And what he walked in though, and what his whole message was really about was embodying the Spirit of Christ and being fearless and speaking your truth and doing the work. And when you embody these things, and this is what the speaker was really hitting on, was that once you embody these things, like you begin to walk a different way. You begin to talk a different way. You hold yourself a different way. And that's the part that really brought me to tears, because it was like, oh, that's the click. We live life and we're so scared of being ourselves, and we're so scared of speaking up, whether it's speaking truth, whether it's helping somebody. I don't want people to idolize him, because we can look at him like, oh, I want to be like Martin Luther King. Like, don't be like Martin Luther King, be like you. Tap into your inner Christ, tap into the power within, because there's all these things trying to talk to us and lead us and pull us and tell us what to do. But it's like, where's your voice? Find your voice, because the answer, Liam, are you listening? It starts in your body. Whatever it is, wherever you go, you can structure your body a certain way. And we've been taught to play small, to hold our bodies in a certain way, and to not shine, and to not stand up, and to not be powerful like we know we are. Like, we have all these forces, invisible forces, things that we don't even know that are telling us to do this, Liam. But we have to believe in ourselves and our power and our voice and in the Christ that lives inside of us, and hold ourselves a certain way.
You should be saying this at Camp Shatek. Yeah, we can send it to Granny and then tell her that you had something to say to everybody.
Thank you, Liam. And that being said, have a
nice, wonderful, godly day.